What's up everybody? Coming to you guys from a different kind of angle, different style here. But this video was long overdue. Now I don't know how the microphone is, how the lighting is, the background probably sucks. We'll give it a shot here with this first kind of trial here. But I've been doing videos for so long. I've always wanted to do a Q&A and talk to you guys personally. Yes, this is me, Stringer Media, and I'm sure a lot of people have questions, especially my closest fans and subscribers, and I don't know if I've answered many in my videos, so now I did put the question out there about 8 months ago. 8 months, I know. This video seriously was long overdue, but I have an explanation for it at the end. This video is made in appreciation for each and every one of you guys, because I wouldn't be able to do it without you. Anyways, we're just gonna get right to it. Let's answer the first question. Angie H says, "Hello, I love your videos. Your knack for finding abandoned neighborhoods is insane. I appreciate that you give complete explanations in the story and history of them. What types of explorations are your personal favorite? To see what kind of stuff I like, you gotta think about it the way I think about it. Seeing all these apocalypse movies as a kid, it was kind of crazy to really start seeing some of this stuff myself when I was younger. So to see places where things are just left for years, it really does make me feel like I'm in some sort of horror movie or something. But my favorites are residential, and let me tell you why. Houses and mansions probably have some of the craziest finds out there just because every single house, every single mansion has its own story, its own owner. They're going to leave things. They're going to leave a story, and every time it's going to be unique. There are places like schools and hospitals. If there is stuff left, it's going to be the same stuff, the stuff you'd expect. Or they'll just clear out the whole building and sell off all the items, which is most of these places. But a house has a personal story. It's a personal connection. Somebody could collect the coolest things imaginable, but only at their house. It wouldn't be their business. They would have sold it off unless something insane happened. And not just that, but houses even that are empty, they all have their own personal architecture. Now houses aren't just my favorite. I mean anything with everything left. But houses are typically the ones that usually have everything left, and I truly mean everything. People will say everything's left behind, but that's not really the case, I wouldn't think. Now also I do like tunnels, military secrets. I mean, seeing abandoned military stuff is right on par. It's usually when the apocalypse happens, the military comes out, or there's all sorts of weird stuff that goes on with them, you know. So to see that stuff abandoned is pretty cool. But yeah, it really just depends on the place. I mean, it's not like one specific type of favorite place. It's pretty much what I'm posting is stuff that I genuinely find interesting. So I'm usually not bored. Like I'll go out of my way to film these places. Some of the lengths I've gone to film these places too, you wouldn't believe. But our second question was, is there a goal you have or place that is on your bucket list to explore? Great question. I think a lot of people have that question. Now, honestly, I want to explore stuff that nobody's filmed, nobody's really explored themselves, or at least posted to the internet. To see stuff for the first time with my own eyes. I have no idea what to expect. That is the best part, in my opinion. So for a lot of the stuff that's out there, I probably have no idea what it looks like, but it'll be awesome when I get there. Now maybe you guys want some ideas. I want to go to Russia, China, those areas that people are kind of afraid to go to in the West, because that's where a lot of the stuff that is super crazy and undocumented is. If I go to these places, a lot of the stuff I'm going to try to find myself, because when's the next time someone like me is going to come out there and find stuff? Great question. On to the second comment. Bob N. Such says, I watch your videos constantly. I grew up around the Elk Grove, Itasca, Wooddale area, so it's always nice to see you cover the abandoned local areas. Any more videos coming up on these areas in 2025? Also a great question. Now you guys wouldn't believe the things I am constantly keeping track of. You guys can tell I love doing abandoned neighborhoods, but that stuff is so extremely complicated. I'm running around figuring out all these things that are all intertwining together to tell me that a neighborhood is going to go abandoned. And I'll just leave you with this. There's no end in sight for what's to come. It seems I'm filming something like this every couple months actually. What I think will happen usually does end up happening, and it's pretty wild to see unfold before my very eyes. Anna says, you all look so young, but total respect is required. Enjoy, love what I used to go... Yeah, next... Little Red Riding Hood says, would be so nice to do a short compilation and list of all the neighborhoods being abandoned and the reasons, especially those for data centers and proximity to industrial parks. This is going to get much worse and people should be warned. NDAs are not part of the American dream. NDAs are the American nightmare. Do you agree? I think that is a great idea. I've been wanting to do something like that to explain every single thing that I've seen. Oh my gosh, it'd be complicated to say the least. And there's little stories within that only I know. And I can only put it into one video. Now, if you're asking me if I agree that NDAs are an American nightmare, I don't really know what to think of that. But you're probably referencing the somewhat negative light I kind of put on these things. Personally, with every person and every house that I've explored in these neighborhoods, to each story their own. It's always a different story. Happy ending or sad. Sean Fry says, have you ever been caught or have you ever seen squatters? Love the videos. Keep on rolling. Yes, I've been caught, but it's extremely rare. And it's been a couple of years already, at least in the US. I got some crazy stories I'm not allowed to talk about right now. But have I seen squatters? I've seen homeless people. I don't know about squatters. There's one time I vividly remember going up to this abandoned office building by the airport. I was just walking through the bushes and right next to me was a homeless guy that was sleeping. So I just kind of slowly walked away. But never had any problems with these people. I don't even run into them because usually I'm the first one there. It almost never happens. I'll never run into somebody because I'm like the one that finds out usually. If there's a homeless guy in there or something of the sort, the place is probably trashed and thus not worth my filming. Tyler Sawa says, your videos are badass. Thank you, Tyler. Please Unite with Truth says, I've contacted a realtor to see if any Minnesota abandoned places I can rehab. Say a prayer for the dream to be a reality. I want all the junk still there. I have tools and I can only pray that a type of Asher house is my future. I wish you good luck, brother. It's a dream that many of us have. Ryan Nunn says, is it true that you're one of Chef's meme agents? You ever seen the movie Fight Club? You know the rules they have about Fight Club? Green Peepers says, I love your videos. I've been watching you grow. You deserve the success on your channel. I look forward to more content and continue to witness you living out your dream. Allow me to get the Q&A party started. Was this picture taken in the old Omega restaurant in Lake Zurich, Illinois? You got that right. Wow. I don't even know how you figured that out. That was me in what, like 7th, 8th grade? I've been exploring forever. It's a cool photo I look back at. Like, I've always liked this stuff. Alexander Wayland says, who is your favorite person to explore with? Who are they and how did you meet them? Honestly, my favorite people to explore with are some of my childhood friends, but they're not around. They're not doing what I do. But I do have one guy that I'm always with, Enrique, Silent Hills Explorations. Great guy. We work really well together. It's pretty cool how we ended up being friends. Like, we're actually just friends. It's not like we're just business people together, but we're really friends. That's the best part, isn't it? Axho says, I'm really curious about your experiences as an urban explorer. How do you handle the legal and safety risks while exploring abandoned sites? Also, have you ever had moments where you felt scared or uneasy during exploration? I imagine those experiences must be thrilling, but also a bit nerve-wracking. Now, honestly, I don't really do this for the thrill, as a lot of people think. I more do it for interest in history. Now, I mean, I have so many experiences urban exploring, I couldn't even tell you all the stories in one video. It would take me hours. But how do I handle the legal and safety risks? Honestly, that itself is pretty complicated. I've been doing this for so long. I know every single little thing to look for to make sure that I come out safe and, well, I come inside safe as well. That's a good question because a lot of you guys are probably doing that too, huh? I mean, that alone is so complicated. But, you know, first thing I do, I guess, I knock on the door, make sure it's abandoned. If I film everything and I come out, you know, I make sure no one sees me. Otherwise, if people see me, I got to make it look like I'm supposed to be there. Then there's the idea that maybe somebody thinks I'm not supposed to be there and then I got to talk to them out of it. Yeah, that would have to be its own video, wouldn't it? I think it would. And there's also the fact that people come after me after my videos are posted. I mean, I don't even get caught, like, ever. It's usually charisma and, you know, willing to admit that you're wrong sometimes and just trying to do the right thing. People tell their stories of why they don't want this place online, and so usually it's not too big of an issue. As long as you're a kind person and, you know, you understand other people and they understand you, usually you're not going to find a lot of trouble while doing this kind of hobby. Of course, there's a lot more people that don't understand it than do understand it, but, you know, usually every human being can come to an understanding with each other and understand things eventually. You just got to be patient. Oh, and then they're asking me if I was scared or uneasy. Oh, plenty of times. I mean, if it's a place that I know nothing about, especially if I'm not around home, I just have to go in there and film and then leave. Usually my local places, I'll have time to like drive by every couple weeks and see what's going on with the place, testing the waters just a little bit. That's if it seems sketchy, like the power's on or something tells me maybe it's not abandoned. And if it's not, I don't go back, obviously. But if it is, then I got to be kind of careful testing the waters. It takes me a couple weeks, actually, believe it or not, for these local places. But yeah, I'll be scared of people if I'm in a area where I think people are going to be in this place, like in the city which is why I never go to the city. Then there's me climbing stuff, which I haven't really done videos about, but I'll do it every now and then. In fact, I just did it a couple days ago. I climbed this huge silo and I was overlooking everything. But oh my gosh, on the way down, my legs were shaking. Helen R says, Happy New Year's Eve. Wow, that was that long ago. This video has to come out. Come on, you gotta edit this thing. We'll get her done. I always hold myself accountable. Whatever I say, whatever I do, there's some kind of reason or explanation for it. I'm not just gonna say I'm gonna do something and not do it. Here we are. I know it's 9 months later. Judy Ann says, I wonder if we aren't related. My maiden name is Stringer. My grandfather... Okay, a lot of people think that. My name is Stringer. Stringer means independent journalist. That's what I was going for with this channel. But you guys seem to really like the abandoned places. Now this channel is going to be much bigger than that, I think. But right now that's the thing I can get out every week. But no, my last name is not Stringer. I wonder what the ethnicity of that last name would be. Would it be German or something? Fluff and Panda says Omega Diner. Top Mommy says Stringer Media, nice to see you again, buddy. You too. Stephen Duarte says, how do you figure out where to go? If I wanted to, how would I start? Would you do it by yourself? Should there be others with you? How do I figure out where to go? Another extremely complicated thing. I don't think you guys understand. So basically, the reason it's been 9 months that this video is coming out is because I have not met a single person who knows every little thing that I know about this kind of hobby. At least somebody who's doing what I'm doing. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to say that this would be its own video to make. But on top of that, this information, I think, would be so incredibly valuable to all sorts of people, not just urban explorers, but investors. The list is endless for the uses for this kind of stuff, believe it or not. And I seem to have it so good that I don't think I want to do it for free. So I have created memberships. I will be posting all the videos that you would need to know about this stuff. Because believe me, it's complicated and there's a lot of money to be made on top of cool photos that you could take. Now, I don't mean stealing. I mean investments and stuff like that. It's me in the future. I'm actually going to show you guys how to do this for free. I'm going to tell you exactly how I started this. That's about 50% of my knowledge already. I'll post my how-to publicly tomorrow. And for those currently waiting for the rest, you're in for some stuff that'll truly blow your mind on like exactly how I do all this. I've actually had a lot of wealthy people interested in the knowledge that I have. So I don't think I should give it away for free. I'm sorry, guys. See, that kind of stuff, the memberships, all you guys watching, that keeps me going. I mean, I want to go to every single country and show you guys stuff that nobody's ever seen. But there are limitations, and that's money. Money's a tool for me. So anyways, let's respond to this guy's other questions. If I wanted to, how would I start? Well, you know, the basics, go on Google Maps, drive around. It's really that simple. Now you kind of get a pattern for how things go over the years. And that pattern has helped shape me to, I think, being one of the best out there to actually find stuff myself. But everybody starts somewhere, and you just got to be motivated enough to actually get out there and start looking. And then the last question is, would you do it by yourself? Should others be with you? Others should be with you if you're in a place where you think there's going to be other people. But me, I just started out completely by myself. For a long time, I would just go bike to these places alone and go film stuff, not knowing if other people knew about it or not. I would just go test the waters anyways. Because in reality, and you know, I'm from the suburbs, you're almost never gonna run into somebody. And if you do, there's almost a 0% chance that it's gonna be harmful. Now, if you're in the city or like a really dense area, your chances of running into somebody crazy are a lot higher. But in the suburbs, a lot of the people who are crazy, they don't have cars. They're not gonna be looking for the places like I am. Now that's homeless people. I mean, just running into people in general. It doesn't happen enough for me to even talk about it. Looks like I have a filter on. I don't have a filter on, and my camera battery's about to die. Imzo says, how do you find out about abandoned places? Well, I would take a look at the, that'll be everything you need to know, and I mean everything. If I'm gonna do this, if people are gonna pay for this, it's gonna be all out. I learned all this myself, but Michael Ford says, I'm interested in your age, where you're from, who's in your family. Now, my personal life is my personal life, but currently I am 21 years old. I've been doing this since about 5th grade, at least the YouTube videos. Do you have any income streams besides Stringer Media? Yeah, kind of. There's times where I'll go to these houses and I'll actually end up running into the owner or finding the owner. I'll ask to film it, or I'll ask to take everything out of it. And these people, oh, am I giving away another method? I can't gatekeep everything. Yeah, I mean, I'll clear the whole house out. Otherwise, they gotta pay people to clear the whole house out. And I get to keep everything inside. Pretty good deal. I'll do things similar to that, you know, with cars and what have you. But I was thinking that's going to be one of my other future companies. Where I want to go, I mean, the possibilities are endless for anybody. And where I want to go is a lot bigger than Stringer Media. I'm just somebody who is trying to make it in such a hard world they've put out for us, I guess. 5th grade, guys. I had that idea in 5th grade that things were going to be tough. And this might be my only way to get somewhere a little bit. I think it's the easiest time in the whole world to get out there. Darren Miller says, how often do you get in trouble? Have you ever had a private owner pull a weapon on you? Any close calls with injuries or disasters? If you're talking about like somebody coming up to me and talking to me, that maybe happens 1/6 of the time. It doesn't happen very often because I'm like a ninja. I'll go to these places, nobody even knows I was there. Everything is exactly the same as I found it. And if I ever want to go back, I'm fine, because if somebody's checking on the place, they won't even know that someone was there in the first place. Have you ever had a private owner pull a weapon on you? That's a pretty good question. I think that's a fear a lot of people have. Now, I don't know if I'm just really experienced or not, but I don't even let that happen. I don't let somebody just come up on me like that. But if I'm not in control, if other people are leading me, if I'm out of state or something, things could hypothetically cause a disaster. I actually had one time a gun was pulled on me right here. There's a video of it somewhere. Maybe I could pull it up. But we were at this abandoned skyscraper in Texas, and the way down was through an elevator initially. I don't think that's the way in anymore. But there used to be a security guard that worked there. Used to be. Key factor for later. But anyways, the elevator opens in the basement, and the first thing that I see is a gun pointed at me. So I froze up. I didn't know what to say at all. That was one of the most terrifying, but you know, I didn't think I'd lose my life though. If it's a security guard pulling a gun on you, that's kind of his job as security. I'm sure he's had worse people than some people videographing, so I don't think he would have pulled the trigger. But yeah, that happened. That was kind of my first time. I was kind of excited because I knew people were filming it, although the angles weren't that good. That's the life I chose for myself. Any close calls with injuries or disasters? That's another good question. Now, the only thing I can think of is just sketchy climbs, like abandoned factories in the city and stuff like that, where everything's been falling apart for 20, 30, 40 years even. And the ways to climb up, because usually they're pretty tall, it's not the best, especially if the building's crumbling. I don't even put myself in that position in the first place. I don't even go to places where disaster could be possible. I gotta be in complete control when I'm filming, and that just has to do with my experience. Tanny Face says, do you explore abandoned malls and shops? I have heard a lot of them are closing down nationwide and would love to see you explore a bit of that. Actually, malls are some of my favorite stuff, even if there's not a lot of stuff in it. I don't know what's so cool about malls. I guess it's just kind of the 80s, you know, style that usually they have, and possibly some of the items left inside it. But I'll go to malls any chance I get. There's lots of malls around Illinois and stuff like that, but they get demolished really quick, or there's security. They make it really hard. Most malls are really locked down, believe it or not. But yes, every chance I get, I'll be exploring abandoned malls. But yeah, I'd say once or twice a year, I'll film an abandoned mall and I'll put it up on YouTube. It's just nowadays, my buddy Enrique, he doesn't really care about exploring malls, so. Hudson OD says, why don't you take things left, like TV, phones, computer, fridge? You could make lots. Well, first off, guys, taking stuff is wrong just right off the bat. I mean, it should be obvious that every single property, even if it's like abandoned, that doesn't mean there's not an owner. Every single property in probably the world, no, not the world, I don't know about Antarctica, where that owner is or what their status is really what determines it being abandoned. But one day somebody's gonna buy that place and they're gonna want everything that's inside there to perhaps reuse, or who knows, maybe they wanna fix up the house and you're just screwing somebody over, and you know, you take the copper plumbing out or something, and then they have to pay so much more money to fix the place up. It's not right. I mean, I've talked to so many property owners, guys. It's like, I'm sure some of you guys are property owners, but a lot of people, they don't get it. They think it's abandoned. They can just do a rage room there and just destroy everything. And once things are getting destroyed, I mean, this is a whole nother topic, but people destroying things causes the place to be completely locked up and nobody can enjoy the place. I mean, in a perfect world, like what I've seen in Japan, people just leave everything and explorers will come through, but nobody moves anything for years. It's truly incredible. But yeah, people just don't get it. People don't get it, especially the younger people. If you destroy something beautiful, then nobody can have it. I mean, plus it's just not worth it getting caught. If you're leaving an abandoned building and someone sees you, that goes from trespassing to burglary. Now, whether that be a small chance or a large chance, is it really worth that big of a criminal record? I would say, even if it's unlikely you're gonna get seen, don't take stuff. And it's just not right for the other explorers or the property owner. You gotta have a little empathy, you know what I mean? KB9496, I recognize you. I see you commenting a lot. It says, I've been watching you for a long time. I remember encouraging you to use your radio announcer voice more and show more of yourself, which I think has helped you grow. How did you and Enrique meet? First off, thanks for always commenting. I do recognize a lot of my commenters, believe it or not. I think this guy comments on every single one of my videos. But how Enrique and I met, he was just like, I started liking a bunch of funny stuff. You know, I could tell we had the same sense of humor. He'd comment on my posts a lot, and he was just very talkative with other people as well, I guess. But we started talking, and eventually I went down to where he is, the New York area, and we got along pretty well in real life as well. I had a weakness, and he was strong at that. Or I'm strong at something, and he had the weakness of it. So it worked pretty well, and you know, we never argue. We're always on the same side about things. It's a really important virtue to, you know, you're hanging out with somebody for a while, you're gonna get mad at them, but you just can't do it. And that's how you have good friendships with people. You gotta realize that we're all human. On to the next question. What is your family background? I remember watching videos from early YouTube channel, and you and your grandfather on vacation. I noticed he had an accent. You're probably talking about my Russian grandfather. Part of my family's from Eastern Europe. I think it's a lot of people in Chicago land, actually. But yeah, I grew up speaking Russian language for until I was about 3 maybe. I actually want to live in Russia or Eastern Europe, not only to explore, but to learn the language again, because I'd be kind of forced to. But yeah, after the Soviet Union collapsed, a lot of my family came over here, believe it or not, and they're still here to this day. Scott Nadir said, why did you start exploring? Well, I've always had this interest for abandoned places as a kid. Like, I remember like 2015, this was like 5th grade, long time ago. As soon as I could really even comprehend things, I was always, genuinely always interested in this stuff. As soon as I was able to bike out of the neighborhood, you know what I was doing? I was going to try to find abandoned places. It was just such a mystery to me. Like, what would I find, you know? I would watch all these people exploring with Josh, for example. People have been doing this for so long that it was kind of the thing I grew up with. And it was just one of those things that I was interested in. I was like, yeah, I could do this too. I can make the YouTube videos about it. They're having a good future for themselves set. So I decided to turn some of my hobbies, which wasn't just Urbex, it was other things like fixing stuff, into possibly a form of revenue in the future for me.
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
But yeah, I really got good at it, I think, because I just didn't have that many people to hang out with sometimes. So I just go biking to places, and it was so peaceful, and it was just an experience, like seeing the world completely on my own, by myself for the first time. So it wasn't only the abandoned places, but it was the adventure onto these places. I mean, I would bike towns and towns away to go to some of these places. So yeah, it was just a thing of boredom and curiosity, I guess. And you know, people aren't always available to hang out, so it's good to have your own hobbies. Otherwise, you're just gonna be sad and bored all day. If you don't even have hobbies, I recommend you just go outside, and anything you find interesting, go outside and go talk to somebody who has this interesting thing, or just see what's up with it. Because that whole thing could turn into something much bigger. The amount of people I would meet just biking and stuff, the things I would see, I mean, life is always an adventure. You never know what you're going to come across or who you're going to come across. You all have that early childhood spirit in you that I had, and I still have. But a lot of people tend to lose it, and at times I'll lose it. But that is the one thing that keeps us going, that childlike wonder. And that's the one thing you never want to lose. And if you feel like you're losing it, try to get it back any way you can. That's what makes us truly alive, I think. If you're getting bored and you don't want to do things, I think that's an early grave. Never get bored. Always try to do stuff. Whether rain nor shine, just get out there. Richard Browden says, I like your show. Reminds me of Storage Wars. You never know if you're going to find something good or not. I really like that, actually. I agree. That's why I always try to go to these places that other people haven't been, because I want to see stuff for myself. I really just wonder what I'm going to see. It's always a gamble. And these neighborhoods are fun too, because some of the houses, I mean, you got 50 houses to explore. What's going to be in each one, you know? What did the family do here? What did they leave behind? What did they build? Did they build secret rooms? can you tell who they were, what they were like? Like, I don't know, imagine going to a house and like you find out your old family member lived there or something. Like it's so random, some of the stuff that I'll see. Workspace Wizard says, are you in abandoned Midwest related channels and how? I think you mean Decaying Midwest. He was one of the guys, actually. He hit me up a couple years back. I guess it's been 5 years now. But back during the TikTok days when the TikTok abandoned places were really coming up, what was that, about 21? So he was kind of on par with me. We were both kind of going up, and we decided to do videos together for quite a while and, collaborate on stuff. But no, we're not the same people. A lot of people get that confused, which is why I'm trying to show my face a lot more and show who I am, because there's a lot of faceless people on there that are doing stuff, and I am not the same guy. But we did work together, and he definitely inspired me a little bit to take a more corporate approach to this. But that's good, because that means I can constantly be putting stuff out, and I can fund myself to do it. Now, I don't know if corporate's the right way to say this, but to be able to have a family. Perfect Chaos says, do you ever claim anything in the videos to fund your videos? I mean, some of the stuff you show is definitely old and valuable, even cash in Japan, gold watches, etc. Now, that's a great question as well. To be honest, I have my own moral rules. I can't morally take stuff. Either it's gonna hurt other people who want to film the place, who want the shots like I got it. It's gonna hurt the property owner or somebody who wants to go back for their old stuff. It could hurt me because I could be, get in trouble for taking stuff. And if the owner finds out stuff is missing, again, they're gonna lock it up, and it's gonna be ruined for other explorers. And it's just wrong. Sure, some of these demolition companies, they'll just knock stuff down with everything in them. That happens quite a bit, actually. Now, I'm not gonna lie, guys, there are some rare cases. Maybe a building is literally in the middle of demolition or something, and I spot something through the smashed walls. The building's gonna go that day, that hour, something like that. Maybe I'll grab a couple things if it's historical stuff, historical purposes, I've actually stopped demolition companies in the middle of demolishing buildings to go grab stuff out of the houses just so I could save a couple things. But yeah, you can usually get some good permission to actually save a lot of these things legally. And that usually happens when the property is coming to the end and it's going to be redeveloped or torn down. You can usually get in charge with one of the contractors there, and I'm sure they'd be happy to know that some of that stuff is going to good use. Now, there are definitely mean people out there, but Boom Shaka 1000 says, was this in Wisconsin? No. But anyways, guys, that was it, actually. But I did make another post, and I think a lot of people replied to that as well. It was a post about me not posting this. So that gave some other people who didn't see that chance to comment. So I think there'll be some more questions on here. Two Swag Production Fans says, hi dude, love your content. My question is, what was your most disturbing place that you've been to? I actually see this guy comment a lot, so thanks for watching and sticking around, man. Oh, I got a good one, or rather a pretty sad one. Actually, this happened multiple times now that I think about it. There was a factory out in Racine, Wisconsin. It was a TV factory. It was either, I don't think they were producing TVs, but it was more of a warehouse for storing TVs and other items. But down in the basement, me and my friend, it was just my friend, he doesn't even explore that much, but we were just messing around, and we go to the basement, and there's like a pool, and there's like red liquid around the pool and on the floor. There's a couch, and there's red liquid on that. Now, this stuff was dried up by then, but my friend sat on the couch. He's pretty ashamed to say it, actually, but I'm going to say it anyways. It's funny hearing his reaction, but a really gruesome story, to be honest. You'll hear what happens next. But come to find out, just a week before, I was sent a photo of a dead person right in that spot. He was actually one of the local homeless guys that a lot of people knew for some reason in the area, and he was just found dead in that. He was just found dead in that factory by other urban explorers, and he had sat there so long that, I mean, there wasn't much left of him. And I don't even think this was on the news or anything. So, kind of a crazy, unique story. I mean, maybe some of you guys who explore probably know about that building because it's pretty out there. It's that shook me for a couple days. I couldn't stop thinking about it. There's also been other houses where I've seen, like on the beds and stuff, where somebody's passed away. I mean, that's very sad, you know, because they've sat there for so long. You know, some of this stuff I see, it just kind of desensitizes me. It's like just another thing to explore. It's kind of crazy. But I've never seen a dead person myself at one of these places, and I don't want to. I mean, that stuff is terrible. Some people, that's like their goal. You know, it's like, what's wrong with these people? Jonathan Holmes says, travel safe, brother. May God bless you and keep you. Thank you. I'd say I'm pretty safe. Maybe I'll over-exaggerate things from time to time, but usually I'm not in harm's way, at least what I think. Yeah, Xena LPS says, what's the most near-death experience you've had while exploring? I wouldn't say near-death. I wouldn't say that was possible. That would only probably be possible if I was like about to fall through a place or something and I caught myself at the last minute, or somebody's got a knife at me. But I don't know. My life has never been truly in danger from doing this ever. Lil Miss Megan says, your most favorite place that you've explored? Now, there's so many places that just keeps getting better and better for me, but I would say the most memorable place probably would be this abandoned neighborhood that I explored back in 2021 when I was still in high school back then. But that was the best year of my life, and yeah, it was crazy. It was 109 houses smack dab in the middle of the O'Hare Industrial Park, and I got to know pretty much every single neighbor that was there. I'd go there every single day. I'd help this family move out, hung out with her daughter and her boyfriend, and we'd just walk around and she'd tell us stories about how she used to grow up here and everything. And the houses were crazy huge too. I mean, most of the neighborhoods I explore, you know, most of the houses were kind of smaller, but this place was unreal, and I had mostly free range. There was one security guard there, and he just did not care. I mean, we just got to go everywhere. This was before people were exploring and trashing places. This was like right at the beginning of TikTok. But it was just crazy seeing all these neighbors, having conversations with them, getting to know them, and then suddenly they're just gone forever. Their house is abandoned, and you just get to see everything slowly go away. I'd never seen anything like that in my entire life. And I had fun there, you know, I had a friend, you know, like I met a friend over there, and like their parents got a bunch of food for us, and we were all hanging out, and like I met her family and stuff. It was really, really an experience, and just those nice houses. They were all nice, and there's a lot left behind in them. I only filmed like, I swear, 20 houses out of the 109 that were there. I always wish I could have gone back and just seen those other houses, what could have been inside. Mayu says, hi, just want to say, love what you do. I just found your videos yesterday, but I can't stop watching. Thank you. I've been interested in exploring abandoned places, but never seem to find any. How do you find all these places? I live in Alberta. I'd love to explore and find stuff around there. So many people ask me, it's just like, I'd be repeating myself if I didn't like make a video out there. So I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna make a video real in depth, probably multiple videos. In fact, maybe things on success for YouTube and stuff like that. Maybe I could make a free version as well. This stuff is complicated, but at the same time, it's not complicated. I already gave it away. You gotta go on Google Earth and find stuff, and then drive out there. And while you're driving out there, look for more stuff. And if Google Earth is bad quality, just go drive, because you will find stuff. The only way to start is to try and try again and try again until you actually do it. That's the only way. I could say how to do things and whatnot, and I really have. That's just the broad way of doing it. But you got to get out there yourself and actually learn. You got to learn patterns. Seeing something go abandoned, seeing stuff get demolished in the past, it will happen again in that area, and you should check that area more frequently. If it's not abandoned now, check again in 5 months, because stuff isn't there for very long. Believe me. User OIX9, do you think you'll ever explore in Texas? Well, I think that was before I went to Texas that he commented that, but I did go to Texas. I will be back in Texas, believe it or not. Texas is awesome. In fact, I think I want to move there. It's my second year of taxes, guys. It's been a nightmare. On to the next one. Spaciality says, when exploring, was there ever a time you didn't feel safe? I have felt unsafe around meeting certain people. I don't know if it was inside a building, but more just scouting for places. When I'm scouting for abandoned places, I'll tend to talk to a lot of people, locals and stuff, and I've had some very strange experiences that I didn't feel safe just talking to people. It's crazy the amount of people I'll meet just knocking on doors. Hey, what's going on with this place? What's going on over there? What have you seen happening in your town? And some of these people, I mean, you never know what you're gonna meet. You could meet the coolest person ever, or somebody really strange and perhaps dangerous. Ava says, "Are you going to Urbex more internationally? Greetings from Iceland. I recently discovered your channel and can't stop watching." Well, greetings back. I actually I have a place in Iceland I've been looking at for quite a long time. Maybe you know what it is. It's been on the news a little bit, but I haven't seen anybody even think about going there. But internationally, yes, that is the goal, because who knows what's out there. Everybody's in America, Europe, some Eastern Europe, but everywhere else, nobody's urbexing, nobody's exploring places, because it's like they don't even think about it. I don't know. But the stuff that's just in people's villages and stuff, crazy historical stuff that probably no one's even ventured in. I mean, there's unbelievable things you could not even imagine that are out there. I could find an international news story for all I know. I just got to keep looking. So yes, international is the goal. Just got to get a bunch of people watching my videos here, which is doing all right. Please Unite with Truth says, "Just be safe. Nothing else matters but you. This is nice information. You trump that. Thanks." Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys care about me and stuff. It means a lot. I think I got it covered. I try to be safe. If there's even like a small chance of something happening, I don't go for it. A lot of this stuff is pretty tame. I don't know. You guys, nope. People that are scared, they just have no information about like what it's actually like. It's honestly pretty tame what I'm doing. Like, I'm not going into war zones or whatever. I'm going to places where there's mines. One Evo 1 says, "Will you ever do another episode in Arizona?" I was just there, believe it or not. And actually, another episode. So they know that I've been there like years ago. Back in like 7th grade, I did a little documentary about some abandoned mall in Arizona. But yeah, I went back recently. There's really not much out there, actually, believe it or not. I don't think there's urbexers, or just there's really nothing out there, or people just aren't good at finding stuff. But I found the craziest mansion I've ever seen. It just got like 500,000 views on YouTube. But yeah, I found this place out there and decided to film it. Yeah, there's crazy stuff out everywhere in random cities, random places. You just got to be there at the right time. You got to know what to look for. I mean, you guys are probably sitting next to some gold mine, crazy place that I would kill to film. You guys don't even know. All I'm saying is you got to get out there more. Start looking for patterns. Start really keeping your eyes not on the road when you're driving. I don't condone that, but that's what I do sometimes. And if you do find something, my email's floating around. I'll put it in the description or something. But yeah, it's out there. Brooklyn says, "What the heck is Q&A?" Someone replied, "Are you serious?" "Yeah, bro, I'm not American or from UK." "Okay, do you have a question?" "Why would I, bro? I'm just looking for video ideas, nothing else." Yeah, some of these people. Lori Lynn says, "Have you ever had an encounter with a homeless person or a Karen or police?" All of the above. And in fact, we'll talk about Karens, because I don't think anybody's asked me about Karens. They're asking me about homeless people, which I haven't had any problems with, or even really encountered homeless people, to be honest. Like, very rarely. But a Karen, there's a lot of them actually out there. I'll be talking to a lot of people. Every now and then I'll find some people who are like owners of property and stuff. Like, "Hey, like, you need help with this, you need help with that." Like, I don't know, I just, saw a place was like, maybe I could help you with my channel, like fix the place up, all sorts of stuff. And people are passive aggressive to me or something, being weird. They'll take photos of me. But I know the law and stuff. Like, these people just don't know what they're talking about, and I guess they just have a reason to be mad. Like, I won't even be on their property or anything. I'll just be asking them about something. I don't know. There's a lot of weird people out there. But anyways, guys, I'm just killing myself, like, forcing myself to make this video. I just set everything up. It's super late right now, and I just decided to do it. There's so much more I probably want to say. Like, I want to pour my heart out to you guys, like, seriously. And I hope I want to do so much with this channel and so much to help the world. I can only thank you guys. You guys are helping me get to where I need, and I want to return the favor by helping other people out and making the world a better place, and that requires a lot of money. So we're gonna try to get that done alongside making videos. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll be president one day. I mean, seriously. But even if I was president, I would still be making YouTube videos, believe it or not, because I just love doing this stuff, guys. If I wasn't making any money, I'd be posting half the amount that I'm posting, but I would be posting still all the time. You know, I'd be exploring all the time at the least. The problem is it's kind of become like a little job. It's like I gotta like post like once a week, and sometimes I don't want to. Sometimes I want to take a month off, but I gotta do it all the time. So there are downsides, but in the end, there are so many amazing moments, and I'm so glad I get to see these places. It's so cool. But yeah, I hate to beat it into you guys again, but I do have memberships. I mean, if you guys want to see that kind of stuff, like how I'm doing this stuff, I haven't set it up at this current moment, but right after this, we're gonna start the process of like these kind of courses on like how this all works out, how to find abandoned places, how to make sure everything's okay, how to not get caught, how to work with these people, all sorts of stuff, how to become a YouTuber. I mean, the courses, you know, the things I could do are endless. I'm also here to inspire you guys. I don't want to gatekeep. So many people can do what I'm doing right now with their own little hobby or whatever. This is my first time actually talking to you, so, you know, there's so much I want to say. Maybe I'm getting a little off track here. I could do so many more videos about just the things I know, the stories I have. I have so many stories, I just can't think of them all because it's late. I just decided to put the camera up and answer all these questions, and I made sure I didn't read them until this very moment. So a lot of this was my genuine reaction here. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you got to learn a little bit about me and like how I started doing all this stuff. And once again, guys, you guys are the best. I mean, sometimes I'm so busy I can't even do anything. Other times I just want to pour my heart out and thank you guys and do all this stuff. Yeah, I mean, some just amazing things coming, guys. It's just things are gonna keep getting better and better and better. So, and I appreciate you guys who have been there since the beginning. But enough of that. I guess that's gonna be the end of today's video. But I just wanted to get this video out as soon as I could actually formulate a plan to make a video on how I do a lot of this stuff. That's why it took so long, to be honest. And also, I just had no idea on how I was gonna do this. The background, everything. I just set the camera up. I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna do it. But here's this video finally out, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys actually, you know, got to learn a lot of this information. I couldn't even tell you how to find abandoned places if I tried right now. I'm just so tired. But it'd be so complicated. I could talk about one thing and it would branch off into 10 things, and that would just be about that one little subject about finding abandoned things, if that makes sense. But anyways, I'm gonna get this video out, and I'll see you guys later. Let me know what you guys thought of this video, if you guys want to see more. I mean, the possibilities are endless, guys. You know, I'm not just the abandoned places guy. You know, I could do all sorts of things, but I wanted to talk to you. You know, finally, like one-on-one here. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and just let me know your thoughts and what you thought about certain things I said and everything. And thanks for asking the questions, guys. Really interesting questions, and I think they had to be addressed. I'm sure you guys even have more, so maybe I'll do a second one if you guys really like this, and I'll answer them. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you later.